Reports reaching television Caribbean News Monday morning of June 29 were of the rescue of passengers and crew of a well-known inter-island ferry, the Apple Cider. According to initial accounts received, all 47 passengers and crew were rescued from the sinking vessel shortly after it departed the Bastia ferry terminal. The ferry did not reach past the Western cruise ship pier before an emergency occurred. At least one passenger said a loud noise was heard as water began entering the cabin. Videos from various social media sources show aspects of the sinking vessel and passengers and crew in life jackets. There were no immediate indications of what caused the vessel to begin sinking on its way to Charleston, Nevis. Assistance was provided by the MV Macana, fishing boats, and the Coast Guard. Also appearing on the Facebook platform of the Prime Minister and the Premier were brief messages. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Chu wrote, quote, "I have been in constant contact with the Commander of the Defense Force and have been assured that every available resource has been deployed in an effort to save the lives of all those on board the ferry Apple Cider." He posted later, "I just left the hospital where I was updated that everyone from the ferry Apple Cider is safe. Thanks to God, the emergency response teams, hospital staff, and civilians for their tremendous rescue efforts," end quote. A note from Premier Mark Brantley was posted also on Facebook saying, quote, "My office received news of an accident at sea involving one of our inter-island ferries. At this point, the information is that all passengers and crew are safe. We are grateful to our Coast Guard. We are grateful to God," end quote. Television Caribbean await official information out of the St. Kitts Nevis Coast Guard and the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force. Glenn Bart reporting for Television Caribbean, TVC Channel 40.
In Havana, the power keeps cutting out, but not the music. Facing the blackouts, Cubans have found their own way around them.
When the regular power goes out, we switch over to the panels.
Thanks to its solar panels, this restaurant can, unlike many others, keep working.
Because of these power cuts, cinemas and many other things haven't worked in a long time.
With just 1 or 2 hours of power a day, the country survives on alternative solutions. Fuel is scarce too, so more and more Cubans are getting around on motorized tricycles, shared rides that run on hybrid or fully electric power.
These are made in China, and thanks to them, people are getting by.
This parking lot located near a hospital has power around the clock. Drivers come here to rent outlets and charge their tricycles.
We plug it in here. As you can see, there are several breakers. We can fit 4 to 5 bikes here.
This isn't new. Cuba has long survived shortages through the resourcefulness of its people.
This is a Cuban invention that's slowly gaining ground.
Domestic solar panels are fitted onto tricycles to run them on solar power.
This is a 615-watt panel. It gives the tricycle more range, so it never gets stranded with no charge.
Laura and her fiancé have just bought this vehicle. It will be their livelihood, carrying passengers for work.
I found this on a Facebook page. Everyone's installing them, at home, on tricycles, on electric cars, because it's become essential.
One thing's for certain, if the Chinese catch on to this, they will start sending us tricycles with the panels already built in.
At over $500 for the panel and installation, the system isn't within everyone's reach. Laura was able to afford it with help from relatives abroad.
We're working on the electrical wiring for the tricycle's panels, so it runs perfectly.
It's in this garage that this electronics engineer was the first to design this prototype.
There was a technical hurdle. The solar panel has a voltage limit. We found this solar controller, which is what we have fitted here, and what it does is boost the voltage.
That was 4 months ago. Since then, requests have been pouring in.
Historically, great breakthroughs have always come out of crisis. What matters isn't standing still. What matters is that whenever you hit a limitation, you find the best possible way to solve it.
Under a fuel blockade, the communist island is undergoing an accelerated energy transition, driven by the resilience of its people.
There's a lot of concern here in the community of Little Haiti. The big question is what comes next after the Supreme Court ruling that President Donald Trump's administration can end TPS for Haitians. The ruling, which came down yesterday, also includes TPS for Syrians coming to an end. TPS is temporary protected status. It's a legal protection that's been in place for people from Haiti for a long time now. It's due to serious danger concerns in the nation. Thursday's decision applies to about 350,000 Haitians, many who have lived and worked in the United States for years and could have American children. The decision exposing TPS holders to deportation and other immigration-related complications. To get a pulse on how the Haitian community is feeling, I talked to the station manager of Radio Soleil. The Haitian radio station is a pillar in the Little Haiti community here in Flatbush, Brooklyn.
It's shock, it's despair, they can't believe it, even though the majority of people saw it coming. But somehow people clung to the idea that this is just too big for it to happen. For the last 6-7 years, there's been a massive deterioration of the security situation to the point where now the country is effectively under the control of gangs.
The State Department has a level 4 travel advisory in place for Haiti, meaning Americans are urged not to travel to Haiti due to risks of crime, terrorism, kidnapping, unrest, and limited health care. Assemblymember Rodney Spichat Hermelin taking to social media, posting on X, "This decision is a direct attack on immigrant families who've lived here lawfully, worked here, paid taxes, and built communities. We'll continue fighting in Congress, in the courts, and in our communities to keep families together and defend the dignity of Haitian and Syrian immigrants." There's so much concern here in Little Haiti that we couldn't get anybody who identifies as a Haitian living here in the United States on TPS to talk to us on camera. Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News.
This is Battle of the Fittest!
Are you ready? From June 28 to July 4 of 2026, it's the Battle of the Fittest 10 basketball tournament, live from the legendary L.B. Scott Sports Auditorium, featuring top teams from across the Caribbean: St. Kitts, Statia, Dominica, St. Martin, British Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic, Curacao, Aruba. $10,000 grand prize. This is where legends are made. The Battle of the Fittest 10 basketball tournament, June 28 to July 4, 2026. L.B. Scott Sports Auditorium. Only the strongest will survive.
This is war!
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable. More than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
not a political thing. It's not a political thing. I don't know why people think it. And I am somewhat embarrassed by that.
Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander has rejected claims that preventative detention orders are politically directed, explaining that each order is initiated through intelligence gathered by security agencies and undergoes several levels of independent legal review before reaching the minister for his signature.
It's an investigation that takes place by different agencies, intelligence agencies, and from there, the information is gathered. And there's a series of things, It goes to, the intelligence comes to the legal officers at the TTPS. The legal officers now will send it to an outside legal agency. That legal agency will now send it to a legal source from the Homeland Security. And then it comes to my desk. I look at it with the information that is on it, and I place my signature and hand it back to the police.
He urged citizens to uphold the rule of law, saying respect for authority begins at home and plays a critical role in maintaining public order and reducing crime.
Respect the rule of law. If you do it, if you started it at home as a parent, you will see your sons and daughters growing up respecting that. But when you as a citizen, or you as a society, or you as a country starts to pull away from that type of respect for authority, then what do you expect to happen in the streets?
Highlighting the series of crimes in Tobago, he noted that every murder and shooting remains a concern for the Ministry of Homeland Security.
That's why we are pushing certain initiatives. We are waiting. You see, everybody was talking about crime plan. You remember all those asking about crime plan? But I'm not. That's the next question. Yeah, I am not one of them who likes to come out and tell you it have roadblock on Friday and everybody stays home. A crime plan begins at home. A crime plan begins in your constituency. Just like you see what just happened here. You could imagine 300 young ladies who want to stay away from a life of crime because they intend to have a positive life. How does that fit in the crime plan?
Minister Alexander was speaking to the members of the media following the graduation ceremony of over 200 ladies enrolled in a hairdressing course in his constituency. Faith Chariot, TTT News.
President Irfan Ali has led regional expressions of sympathy and support for Venezuela after two powerful back-to-back earthquakes struck near Caracas on Wednesday evening, leaving communities devastated and families searching for loved ones. The earthquakes caused widespread destruction, dozens of deaths, and hundreds of injuries, with rescue teams continuing efforts to reach survivors and assist those displaced by the disaster. In a message to the Venezuelan people, President Ali said Guyana was deeply saddened by the scale of the tragedy. Quote unquote, "As neighbors, we are deeply saddened by the scale, magnitude, and the destruction caused by the two powerful back-to-back earthquakes that struck Caracas yesterday and so far, claiming dozens of lives and injuring hundreds," President Ali stated in a Facebook post. The president also affirmed Guyana's solidarity with Venezuela, saying the country was prepared to help where it could. Quote unquote, "As neighbors, we are ready to offer assistance within our capacity. Our love, prayers, and thoughts are with the families of those affected and the people of Venezuela," he added. The Caribbean community also issued a statement on Thursday expressing deep condolences over the tragic loss of life, the growing number of injuries, and the extensive damage to infrastructure and homes. Quote unquote, "We stand in solidarity with the people of Venezuela during this time of immense grief and offer prayers for a swift recovery to the injured and the displaced," CARICOM said. The regional body also praised the work of emergency teams and the citizens responding to the crisis. Quote unquote, "CARICOM commends the tireless efforts of the emergency personnel, first responders, and the citizens working under challenging conditions to rescue survivors and provide vital assistance," the statement said. CARICOM said it wished the people of Venezuela strength and resilience as they navigate the tragedy and begin the difficult process of recovery and reconstruction. Meanwhile, Venezuela's acting president Delcy Rodriguez has vowed to save, quote unquote, as many as possible as rescue teams continue searching through collapsed buildings after two powerful earthquakes left scores dead, hundreds injured, and entire communities in shock. Rodriguez described the disaster as, quote-unquote, true tragedy, and declared a disaster zone as emergency crews, first responders, and volunteers worked against time to reach people still trapped beneath the rubble. By Thursday, Venezuelans were still searching for survivors beneath the collapsed buildings, while rescue teams moved through some of the hardest hit areas. Officials reported dozens of deaths and hundreds of injuries, with more people feared trapped or missing. The disaster has drawn sympathy and offers of support from across the region as Venezuela begins the long and painful task of recovery. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
The Third Country National Program has been on the lips of many Jamaicans for the last week. Most are in fierce opposition to the MOU with the USA to accept the deportees. Senior opposition Senator Lambert Brown continued the pushback on Friday and launched a strident rebuke of the government.
I choose Jamaica. For you, choose Jamaica is a slogan. For you, choosing Jamaica is a slogan. For me, it's reality. I raise the issue. Why are you bringing to Jamaica the most despicable pedophiles and dangerous people that
Senator
your MOU has brought?
President of the Senate Tom Tavares Finson intervened.
Senator Brown, I have to turn off your mic. You heard what you said? Why is the government of Jamaica choosing to bring Rubio's pedophile and despicable people? That is the position of the People's National Party. That is the position of the People's National Party. Well, if that is the position, I want you to state on the record that that is the position of the People's National Party. That the Jamaica Labour Party government is bowing to Rubio to bring pedophiles and criminals to Jamaica. Let the record show that that is the position of the People's National Party. Please have your seat.
For about 3 minutes, the senator continued to speak about the issue despite his microphone being turned off. Eventually, the microphone was turned on to get the comments on the record.
Look here, man, don't start me today at all. Senator Gale. Afraid of who, me? All right, repeat it. Let me turn on your mic.
That's what I want you to
repeat
do.
It.
I am saying here.
Repeat it.
That in choosing to bring the TCN,
yes,
you are choosing what Rubio said. Despicable pedophiles who they want to get away from America.
All right, okay.
And to dump on us.
And that's the position of the People's National Party.
Brown's view.
The Senate's president then decided the opposition lawmaker would speak no further as he was in breach of the standing orders.
You finish? You finish? Yes, I'm telling you that you finish. I am. No, I'm not preventing you to speak on the bill. You are speaking on the bill, and you go a point where you're talking about Senator Rubio and all manners of extraneous things. So therefore, I'm saying no problem. Senator Sinclair.
Several minutes after that clash, Senator Brown continued to demand his position be heard, prompting further appeals from his colleagues for him to calm down. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
This is Battle of the Fittest!
Are you ready? From June 28 to July 4 of 2026, it's the Battle of the Fittest 10 basketball tournament, live from the legendary L.B. Scott Sports Auditorium, featuring top teams from across the Caribbean: St. Kitts, Statia, Dominica, St. Martin, British Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic, Curacao, Aruba. $10,000 grand prize. This is where legends are made. The Battle of the Fittest 10 basketball tournament, June 28 to July 4, 2026. L.B. Scott Sports Auditorium. Only the strongest will survive.
This is war!
At Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design, we're thrilled to be your go-to print shop located in the heart of Bastille. From essential services like printing, copying, and laminating, to a diverse array of school supplies, arts and craft materials, and office essentials, we've got you covered. Don't fret, Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design are here to stay and ready to be your trusted partners for all your printing and craft supply needs. Ready for a visit? Find us at the corner between Dillio and Princess Street. Just look for the vibrant pink and yellow building with white doors. We can't wait to welcome you to our creative haven.
In more news, Grenada's Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell told cheering supporters at a rally held to celebrate its 4th year in office to get ready for general elections, which is due within a year, but some analysts predict will be held this year. Mitchell was speaking in Grand Dance on Sunday night.
As supporters and members of the National Democratic Congress, get ready. Get ready. Register your children if they ain't registered yet. Register your brothers and sisters if they ain't registered yet. Check your ID card. Make sure your neighbors and your neighbors' neighbors and your friends know that we are ready to go. That the conch shell will blow. That the conch shell will blow.
He also urged supporters not to rely entirely on social media, but ensure that people are engaged in their communities.
So I want you to understand something. You ain't winning no war by no aerial bombardment and no campaign. You have to come on the run.
Mitchell said his ruling National Democratic Congress will spend the next 2 months engaging people as it seeks to craft a re-election manifesto.
We will go to all of the polling divisions throughout Petit Martinique, Caribou and Grenada, and we will meet with you in each constituency, in each parish, and we will ask you to tell us what you want done in your village, in your polling division, in your constituency. We will write that down. We will put it together. And then we will come back and present it to you as the manifesto of the people co-authored by you, for you, and for the development of Grenada for the next 5 years.
The Grenadian leader said his party is ready for a second term.
So when I tell you you are writing your manifesto, you understand, and I'm saying there will be no change in government for the next 5 years. There will be no change in the party that is going to run this country for the next 5 years.
The anniversary rally was also addressed by Bermudan Premier David Burt, who hailed the leadership of Mitchell.
The respect that he has extends far beyond the shores of Grenada. Far beyond. Across our region and the world, leaders have taken notice. They have seen his energy. They have heard his vision. They understand his commitment to regional cooperation and his unyielding belief of the potential of the Grenadian people and the CARICOM region.
Burt called Mitchell an effective regional leader.
And there are 2 types of people that come to CARICOM meetings. Those who talk and those who do. Now, I am not going to tell you who the talkers are, but I can tell you who one of the doers are, and that is your Honorable Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell. A man of action, not a man of words.
Burt told Grenadians that they have a lot to celebrate.
4 years in, Grenada is stronger than it was 4 years ago.
The future of
TPS for Haitians is more uncertain than ever tonight. Families are now sharing their fears and their fight to stay after yesterday's consequential Supreme Court ruling. Local 10's Christian De La Rosa has more from Little Haiti.
Farah LaHue says she can't allow herself to be afraid.
It takes courage and determination to fight evil.
The Supreme Court's conservative majority deciding the law does not allow courts to question the process immigration authorities use to revoke protections like TPS. This gives the Trump administration the green light to end temporary protected status for 350,000 Haitians. The largest number of them live here.
This case never needed to go to the Supreme Court. It's a very straightforward legal issue. The T in TPS stands for temporary.
The Department of Homeland Security says it grants TPS to people from countries with conditions that temporarily prevent the country's nationals from returning safely. The U.S. granted Haitians TPS after the 2010 earthquake. Haiti has since tumbled into armed chaos. It's so bad the State Department has the highest level warning against Americans traveling there. Without TPS, Haitians like LaHue are ordered to go back. What's your biggest fear?
Death.
We cannot send them back to a country that is in turmoil.
In Little Haiti Friday, community leaders calling on Congress to take action protecting TPS holders. Many also fearing the potential hit to the economy. TPS Haitians are known for working in industries like hospitality and long-term care for seniors. Some groups estimate their economic impact is close to $6 billion, $1 billion in Miami.
Everyone who's going to these hotels, when your room is not ready on time, when you don't have someone to cater to you in the different restaurants in the different industries, trust me, you're going to feel it.
So what is next for these Haitians? Will they pick up and leave? Will they be forced to leave? Well, stay tuned. Live in Little Haiti, I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Guyana and Jamaica are moving to deepen their partnership beyond formal agreements, with President Irfan Ali and Jamaican Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness highlighting wide-ranging opportunities for cooperation in energy, security, tourism, finance, housing, agriculture, healthcare, and education. The two leaders signed a memorandum of understanding on Friday, but both made it clear that the documents represent only part of a much broader engagement between the two countries. President Ali described Prime Minister Holness's visit as an extreme, intense working visit, rather than a ceremonial one, noting that the Jamaican leader had been fully engaged with stakeholders since arriving in Guyana.
Finding ways in which we can advance priorities for both countries. And I want to say the last, coming up to 48 hours later, was really an eye-opener for both of us on the similarity of our challenges, the similarity of our priorities, the similarity of our aspirations.
On energy, Ali said the opportunities between the two countries are enormous, pointing to Ghana's comparative advantage and Jamaica's infrastructure. He said a working group will examine ways the countries can collaborate in the sector and develop recommendations.
We have to scope our competitive advantage, your infrastructure and our infrastructure, and to find a way in which we can have a common vehicle through which both of us benefit, but also the region benefit.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Holness said that the scope for collaboration with Ghana is extensive, noting that discussions cover energy, security, tourism, financial services, agriculture, housing, regional diplomacy, and other areas.
It is clear that Jamaica and Guyana are very much aligned, and we have a similar outlook on the world, similar understanding of the changing dynamics and the new nature of global politics.
Holness added that both countries share a positive view of their economic futures and are looking for ways to make better use of their resources. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
300 test wickets for Kemar Roach as the West Indies wins the first test versus Sri Lanka within 4 days. Sri Lanka were at 15 for 1 and 303 runs adrift of the West Indies at the start of day 4 of the first test at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in North Sound Antigua, and the bowlers came to the party after the heroics of Amir Jangu and Roshan Chase on day 3. Sri Lanka never got a solid footing in the face of some accurate and devastating fast bowling by Kemar Roach, Jaden Seals, Shamar Joseph, and Alzari Joseph, as they could only muster 101 before being all out before tea. The biggest resistance by the tourists came from Dinesh Chandimal, who top scored with 43. The only other batter in double figures was Sunai Dunsha on 12. The story of the day was that of veteran fast bowler Kemar Roach, who surpassed 300 test wickets with figures of 4 for 51 on the day. Support came from Jaden Seals with an impressive 3 for 14. Shamar Roach 2 for 19 and Alzari Joseph 1 for 11 as the West Indies romped to victory in the first test against Sri Lanka by 217 runs. Amir Jangu, for his 233 in the first innings, was named player of the match as the Windies take a 1-0 lead in the 2-match series. Wayne Cunningham, TTT Sport.